Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about grinders. Grinders are as important as your espresso machines. Even if you're not using espresso machine in your shop, you also need a grinder so that you get freshly ground coffee to make your morning cup of coffee, or if you have a coffee shop using mocha pots, you still need to use freshly ground coffee. Today I'm going to feature this grinder, which may be called different names by different brands and different distributors, but here I call it MX800-AE. That is what my distributor calls it. We are going to look at the features of this machine and find out how to calibrate this machine for your espresso machine. Before we look at the features of this particular coffee grinder, let's talk about two different types of coffee grinders that are typically used amongst coffee shops and even in my studio. I have here one which is like this, an on-demand coffee grinder. That means you can program the grinder to dispense a certain amount of ground coffee at a touch of a button. In this case, this one has three buttons. One is a single cup button, the infinity button, that means you can pull as many ground coffee as you like, and also the double cup button. All of this are programmed according to the time it will take to grind the coffee and dispense the coffee. Now, another type of coffee grinder which I also have in my studio is a single dose coffee grinder. Single dose coffee grinder is you just measure the amount of coffee beans that you will grind, put it in the hopper and grind only that amount of coffee beans. Now that is very useful if you have different types of coffee beans in your coffee shop or even at home. In this case, I would say that you don't normally change the coffee beans, because every time you change your coffee beans, you have to change the program of your grinder. This is a flat Burr grinder, one of the good ones, and it is 64 millimeters. That means it can grind to a fine grind coffee. It has 1.2 kilogram of hopper capacity. It comes in two different colors. It actually comes in three colors, but I've only seen two. One is white and one is black. Now, because what I have here, Cosmo, is white, so I got a matching white coffee grinder. It is 11 kilograms net. With the packaging, it's about 14 kilograms. The width is 21 centimeters. The length is 30 centimeters and the height is 56 centimeters. Quite compact, but it is rather heavy, so you don't move it every so often. It's got the grinder dial here, which goes from coarse to fine, very easy to set, and all you have to do is to turn it around depending on the grind size that you would like to get out of this coffee grinder. Let's look at the panel here. You have the single cup, double cup and infinity. Single cup is currently programmed to 2.2 seconds. That means it will take a total of 2.2 seconds to grind the coffee beans and dispense the powder through here. And if it's double cup, it is currently programmed to 4.3, and it will take that much of time to grind the coffee and dispense the powder through here. And if you set to infinity, you can simply grind for as long as you like, and then just take out the portafilter if you'd like it to stop. So there's the counter here, which is showing the number of cups that you have dispensed. So at the moment I have already used 3 cups, 3 1-cup dose, and also two 2-cup doses, and then the total is 5. At the end of the day, or at the beginning of the next day, if you'd like to reset the counters, all you have to do is to press the 3 buttons together for about 3 seconds and your counters will reset to 0. Now, to program, if you'd like to program the single cup, all you have to do is to press it for about 3 seconds until you see it blinking, and you can use this to go up 2.4, 5, 6, 7, and this to go down. Okay, and then just press the infinity button and your program is now set to 2.3. Okay, in the same way, if you're going to program the double cup, so press this button. It is currently at 4.3. Let's say I want to put it to 5 seconds, then I'll press this for about 3 seconds, wait for the numbers to blink, and then I'm going to go up to 5 and then press infinity, and this program is set to 5. Down here you have, this is where the coffee powder will come out of, and you have the clamp here which is adjustable depending on the size of your portafilter. So I have adjusted this now for my portafilter. And then you also have this footing here, they call it the feet, which is good to avoid the mess, so all the mess will get in here and you just have to clean this part, throw whatever surplus you have there, and it should always be tidy. Now to turn the machine on, there's a button at the side. You can push it forward or push it backward depending on whichever is convenient, but don't be confused by these two buttons. It means the same thing. Turn on the machine. To grind the coffee, first select on the panel whether you'd like to pull single cup or double cup. Let's say I'm going to pull single cup, and then you insert your portafilter in here and then push it forward and it will start grinding, and this can go hands-free. Okay, it goes from 3 down to 0, and it's the same for a double cup. Press the button and then push your portafilter forward, and then it will dispense the powder, coffee powder, into your portafilter. And if you'd like to grind more and there is no set program for that, all you have to do is press the infinity button, insert your portafilter again, and then pull it out to stop the grinding. So those are the functions of this grinder. Very easy to use, and it also grinds perfectly fine coffee. Okay, so now I have tried this coffee grinder making coarse ground. This is about 8 on the dial, and this one is on 4. This would be perfect for my mocha pot, medium grind. A little bit finer on 4, and I got a grind which I think is not good enough for my espresso, but it still would be good enough for my mocha pot. This one is for my espresso, maybe. It's the consistency that I'm looking for. It is finer than table salt. You can use your thumb and your forefinger to touch and feel the texture of your coffee, but this only comes with experience. That's all I would like to share with you for this video clip, which is to introduce Cosmo MX800-AE, the features and how good it is when it comes to grinding your coffee beans. Up next, we are going to dial in this coffee grinder with the espresso machine and make sure that we get that perfect shot. And just as a sneak peek, I'd like to say that I will be programming the buttons here, single cup and double cup, differently from my regular way of programming, because I am from this part of the world where it is more popular to serve iced coffee rather than hot coffee. I would program my single cup to about 18 grams of coffee beans for an espresso or even a ristretto, and my double cup to about 20 grams of coffee beans for whenever I need to pull triple shot for 22 ounces cups of iced coffee. Stay tuned. In the meantime, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Stay safe, take care. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.